Welcome to Wasatch Weekends. I'm your host, Ben Roof. On today's show, I had the chance to talk to Alta about how they're getting ready for this summer's activities after a fantastic record-breaking winter season. I also spoke to some DIY experts from Frontdoor about some ways to improve things around your home. But it's the last Friday of the month, which can only mean one thing, the Park City Gallery Stroll. The Park City Gallery Association hosts a citywide gallery stroll tonight, and that goes all the way until 9 p.m. It's with every participating gallery throughout town where you can check out unique shows, fantastic exhibits, and some refreshments. Let's take a quick look at the weather forecast for tonight's stroll.
This weather report is brought to you by Sun and Ski Sports, your new mountain sports headquarters.
Welcome back to Wasatch Weekends. Alta is just getting ready for their summer operations with 903 inches of snow, a season record for them, starting to just thaw now. And we've got Andrea Huskinson joining us now from Alta. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me. Good to be here.
Great to have you. So you guys are just starting to kick off your summer operations. Tell us a little bit about what Alta's looking like with 903 inches of snow finally starting to thaw.
Well, we still have a lot of people hiking up and skiing. So down at the base area, it's getting a little green and melting out. So definitely there's still a lot of snow, so that kind of will delay our summer operations. As far as like the summer road, the campgrounds, and the higher trails opening up. So yeah, we've been a little delayed. How's that for summer operations?
Well, speaking of that little bit of a delay, let me ask you this. When did you guys last have the lifts running up there?
During the summer, or oh, you mean
Right, for ski season. When did you guys close for ski season? It was only like a couple of weeks ago, right?
No, we closed. That was Snowbird that closed just recently, and we closed April 23rd.
Which, that's still kind of recently, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Well, so you got people still hiking up to ski a little bit, but what are you guys getting ready for this summer? I know you've got some events coming up, some stewardship activities and that sort of thing. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so our environmental center, the Alta Environmental Center, works with some local organizations, and they do stewardship events, and then like birding on sorry, not skis, birding with Tracy Aviary, and then we plant a lot of trees, so they'll take like the seedlings out of like the runs, and then once they grow, they'll replant them somewhere off the trail. So we do a lot of stewardship event and trying to keep, because we want people to be able to recreate for years to come. So a lot of trail work, but invasive species. I think they said, we plant a lot of plants up on the mountain, vegetation, native plants for here, and so they'll do a lot of that during the summer and have events. And then we have like the Wildflower Festival. We have a kids' day that kids can come up and kind of learn about the environment. And we do this all with other partners too, but our environmental center are the ones who head it up.
So if people are looking to get if people are looking to get involved in some of those stewardship activities, how can they sign up? And what's the one coming up closest to us?
If they just go to alta.com and they can do it. We've already started some of those. We have like community events, and we kind of they run those. The birding events have already started. And then in July, we'll kind of pick up to start doing some trail work and and people can sign up for that at alta.com.
And what if people are looking to come visit you guys right now? Do you still have lodging available, and are there still activities despite the snow still waiting to melt?
Oh, definitely. So our a couple of our lodges are open in the summer, the Alta Lodge and the Snow Pine Lodge. Alta Lodge does brunch on Sundays, and a lot of weddings. There's a lot of weddings that happen up here. And then the Snow Pine Lodge is currently open, and they have two different restaurants, and one's open for breakfast and then Wednesday through Sunday. And then the Gulch is open 7 days a week.
Fantastic. So it sounds like there's still quite a lot to do out there despite the snow being on the ground. What about for the wildlife there in Alta? How do you think that this record snow has impacted the residents of your mountain?
I think they're happy to be back on the mountain and not have to come down into the valley. So we did just last week, we had a little moose come through. I think it was a calf but it came through our parking lot. And so it's, I think they're excited to kind of be back in their normal space.
I bet. So what is your favorite activity to do in the summer in Alta? Do you guys have horseback riding? I would imagine you have most of the traditional resort activities, some biking, some skiing, some golf. Do you guys have a disc golf course? Or
Believe it or not, Alta has stayed true to who we are from the beginning. Really, in the summer, we have the lodges will have a few concerts up here, but really mainly we have a few bike trails, but not like ones that we've built. It's just kind of on the service roads. So you will see some bikers up here, but mainly people come up here to hike and see the wildflowers. Our Albion Basin, once the snow melts, is one of the prettiest places of wildflowers. It's just the way it is, it sits and stuff. So I would say the main thing people come up here for the wildflowers and hiking.
that totally makes sense. It's personally my favorite activity is hiking. It's everything else is great, but hiking, it seems to me, it's the lowest barrier to entry and getting us back to our roots a little bit more. And speaking of those wildflowers, though, you guys have that wildflower festival coming up. Do you want to talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so it's in conjunction with Cottonwood Canyon Foundation, and then they do it with the weekend before us. It'll be at Brighton and Solitude, and then it will be at Snowbird, and then at Alta. And they have other events, and kids can come up and learn about, the environment, and it's really a fun event and really pretty to see all the wildflowers.
Is it
And
mostly
it's nice to get up, and it's pretty easy, and it's not like, so kids can come up and see them, and so it's really, like you said, entry level to get up on the mountain.
so? Is it mostly an educational based event then, trying to kind of introduce people into hiking, into some of the flora and fauna that we have around, or is it a little bit more of a bigger event with food vendors, music, etc.?
Not, no, it's really like an educational piece, and they want to teach, we're watershed, both Big and Little Cottonwood Canyon are watersheds. So they want to teach people like, okay, you can't, it's a watershed. We need to protect our our environment up here so we can recreate in 10 years to come. So yeah, it's definitely more of an educational thing.
So, being a watershed, and with all the snow that you guys had, has there been any issues with the river levels being either too high or not what people expected? And if the rivers are pretty high, I imagine that's going to help with any fly fishing or anything if people are interested in that.
Yeah, it's interesting because Salt Lake was worried about it. And I mean, everywhere was with flooding, and there was some flooding, but we had a pretty cool spring. And so the runoff, it's been high, but it hasn't been as much flooding is what they anticipated or were getting ready for, just to make sure they were ready. So we really did get lucky with the cooler temperatures. And so, yes, the creeks have been very high, but it hasn't, and there's been some flooding, but it didn't like turn 100 and stay 100. And that's when like major flooding would have happened. So we really did get lucky with this much snow. and not having too hot of a May and spring when it starts melting.
Totally, that makes a lot of sense to me. Anything else that you want to mention before we let you go? Any more summer fun up there at Alta?
The only thing I would say is I forgot to mention that we have the Alta store, which is at Albion Basin, and there will be a few Saturdays with live music, and just come up and enjoy some snacks, the trails, and maybe some music. So, and, but be aware that there's still a lot of snow up here.
Well, awesome. We'll make sure to grab our hiking boots with us if we head up there to Alta this weekend.
Perfect.
Andrea Hutchinson of Alta Mountain, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Well, we got to take a quick break, but when we come back, we'll have more Wasatch Weekends for you right after this. Welcome back to the show. As summer's getting started, we've got a lot of home projects that are just starting to be able to get worked on and available for us. So we're joined now by Bill Cobb and Kathy Collins of Frontdoor, a new app that's designed to help homeowners solve some of those problems. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
So tell me a little bit about Frontdoor and how you guys kind of got started with this program.
Yeah, I mean, we realize that in the repair and maintenance of your home area, there has really been very little innovation, and there's always something going wrong with your home. So we realized that people needed some place to go to where they could talk live to experts before they brought in a contractor, before they were chasing down YouTube videos, to talk about the specific issues in your home. So we developed this app. You download it, give us a few lines of information, and you're ready to go do a video chat with a group of experts that we have hired. It's not a call center. They have years and years of experience, on average over 20 years. And these are master plumbers, electricians, specialists in heating and cooling, appliances. We even have a handyman area. So that you can, after you download the app and sign up, you can do a video chat on your specific issue. And that's really what the greatness of this is. You've got somebody there who knows what they're doing to help you with your problem.
It sounds like a really fantastic opportunity. Are there any particular challenges that you find that homeowners are really using the app to face?
Oh, yeah, definitely. So the first challenge that we're trying to solve for is that when something goes wrong in your house, a lot of times you don't even know where to start. So who do I call? Should I go look for a video? Who can I trust? So the great thing about the Frontdoor app is that we've done all that work for you. So again, when something does go wrong, you just go to the app. You connect with an expert in the area which you need, whether, again, it's plumbing, electric, or appliances, or heating and cooling. And the hope is that they can walk you through the fix. If they can't walk you through the fix, they might be able to say, hey, here's the part that you need. I will help you once you get the part. I'll help you install it or change it, whatever. And worst case is that if they can't walk you through the fix, then they will send you a short list of vetted, pre-qualified contractors in your area. So you can get somebody out to your home that will fix it for you.
And one of the great things, Ben, that is in there is, if you think about what Kathy just said, is you'll have your own account, and we will set up, the expert will put into your account the specific areas that you need. So if it is a repair and a contractor has to come, they know exactly what part to bring, so there isn't this back and forth. I don't have the part with me. I'll have to come back next Tuesday. So it's a one-stop in most cases. And so that's what's really effective, is that it's all specific to your particular situation.
That's definitely something that I've noticed. In my previous life, I was a contractor and I did a lot of work throughout the area. And that was something that we always encountered, was not knowing exactly what the problem was,
Right.
having to diagnose things and then come back with the right parts. But it sounds like you guys are getting a lot of that diagnosis right out of the way. So
Yeah,
if a homeowner is dealing with, like, say, a mysterious issue, hissing that's keeping them up at night, how would Frontdoor kind of go about diagnosing and solving that problem for them?
So outside of the areas we already talked about, the appliances and the heating and cooling and plumbing and even electric, we have this general area. So if there's something going on, we've had people call and say, I think I have mold, but I'm not sure. We've had people call and say, you know, I need to get this wallpaper off my walls. I mean, there's been, as you can imagine, quite a range of things that people have called you about or called us about. So all you need is your mobile phone, which has a flashlight on it. You're going to connect with an expert. If you are hearing hissing and you're not sure where it's coming from or what's wrong, they will walk you through that. They will say, you know, show me where it's coming from. They might have you zoom in on a model number or something like that, but eventually they will get you to a resolution.
Fantastic. So then, in the event that they do need some help, more technical help beyond that, how does Frontdoor help put them in touch with a local contractor?
So we send a list of our contractors who are vetted, pre-qualified, so they're not just people who are pulling off some online service. These are people who do business with us. We'll send you a list of those contractors, and you can then contact them for your specific issue.
Well, fantastic. How do you guys vet those contractors? Do you have teams going out and kind of talking to people and trying to establish which businesses are a little bit more reputable?
Yeah, this is our business. This is what we do. We've been in the home warranty and home service plan business for over 50 years. So we have built, Frontdoor has built a network of contractors that's over 17,000 in force. And so we work with those. Yes, we have an entire team of contractor relations, and we work with those contractors to make sure that they are maintaining certain standards. We work with them on how to, improve the category. They are a part of us. So we have very, very good relationships there.
That sounds absolutely fantastic. I know it's one of the biggest challenges in finding somebody who you can both trust to come into your home to work on the products and to get the job done quickly and efficiently. And it sounds like Frontdoor has got a really fantastic way to help streamline that process. What are some other ways that you guys are taking advantage of the latest tech to help homeowners?
Yeah, so what we've contained in the app, to what Kathy said, beyond just the video chat, is we have a list of discounts available to you from our relationships. We have that maintenance schedule of things that you should do to check, change those filters out in heating and cooling, get your dryer vent blown out, change your batteries on your thermostat. There's a schedule in there. We'll even make suggestions on things. Make sure your refrigerator is cooling at the, that the door shuts completely, or we can help you figure out, if your refrigerator might be off balance. So there's a number of maintenance tips, as well as that repair area that Kathy talked about, that's going to be so advantageous to everybody's particular situation.
It really sounds to me like this is an absolutely wonderful opportunity for first-time homeowners in particular, people who might not have a whole lot of experience knowing exactly what maintenance is now their responsibility if they've rented a lot in the past. And it sounds like that maintenance tips sort of feature really, really helps with that.
Yeah, it does. And the other thing that's great about it is we really wanted to get people to try this, especially the video chat with the expert, because to your point, especially new homeowners, they don't know where to begin. They're not even sure if they need help. But the great thing is everybody gets one free video chat with an expert. Everybody's got something in their house that's not working perfectly, and it might be that hissing noise, it might be the garage door is not shutting all the way, or the ice maker is making, whatever it is. You've got a free video chat with an expert to make sure that you can try out Frontdoor in whatever way you need to. And again, the hope is, the goal is that expert will walk you through the fix.
And what we've found is with new homeowners, they want modern solutions. They're used to dealing with apps. They're used to interacting with companies with apps. So this is a feature that fits their lifestyle and the way that they go about their whole lives. So that's why we're so excited about this app.
Well, if we need to check out Frontdoor and get a chance to give it a try, like I need to fix my dishwasher, how can we go about getting that taken care of?
So you can either go just to the website, which is frontdoor.com, but to just download the app, you can either go to Google Play or the Apple Store. So it's super easy. Just download the app. Obviously, it's free. We get a couple of lines of information, but it's a very quick registration, and then you're off and running.
Yep. Very simple.
Fantastic. And that's frontdoor.com?
That's right.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us and providing such great information. Unfortunately, though, our tripods are starting to get tired, so we're going to have to take a bit of a break. But when we come back, we've got some more show for you.
This weather report is brought to you by Sun and Ski Sports, your new mountain sports headquarters.
That's all the time that we have for this edition of Wasatch Weekends. Don't forget to catch us tomorrow, where we will check in with Heber Valley and their inaugural 4th of July celebration. We'll also be catching up with Tracy Miller, who's going to show us a wonderful grilled chicken dish for the holiday weekend. I'm your host, Ben Roof, and we'll see you tomorrow for our 1-hour edition of Wasatch Weekends.